Welcome to Holley Terminator X Training Part 26. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at setting up our base maps for both a naturally aspirated and for a force induction examples, also going through some general editing techniques so you know exactly what to do as you're going through the calibration process. It's really going to be an overall review of everything we learned in the training course so far and putting it into these videos so you can actually follow a workflow process in your tuning and calibration with your Holley Terminator X. Without further wait, let's jump into this video so we can check this out. Okay, so let's get started. We're going to be taking a look at working with our base map creation within our Holley Terminator X software. When we want to tune a naturally aspirated or a force induction example, we need to make sure we're accounting for all the details in our base file. Now, Holley provides base global files that are pretty good starting points. We might need to make some tweaks and adjustments to those particular files, so we'll be looking at going in and having a naturally aspirated example here first, just going through all the basic details, making sure that those are configured right for the application we're working with, and then going and taking a look at a force induction example and making sure that things are scaled right, things are set up right. We need to make sure that we have something like our target air fuel tables, accounting that we're going to be going into positive manifold pressure and that our spark timing is going to be reduced, it's going to be safe to begin our fuel calibration process. Once we go through taking a look at our base map creation, we are going to be then talking about the order of operations in the workflow process in the tuning. So once you get the base map created and you load it into your Terminator X, what is the next steps that you need to take? What is the most relevant and the most important things that we have to deal with right off the bat? And then going through and making sure that we move in an order of operations. So I'm going to give you just kind of a structured way that I work and tune with my Terminator X system to make sure I can start to calibrate it properly. So first thing we're going to do here is take a look at a base map generation and creation. Make sure that we have everything in order. We're going to go in here into File. Now we can go to Create New Global File. That allows us to create a fresh file that has no attributes from any of the Holley base files that they're going to provide. Now this is going to take a lot more time to create a global file. We don't necessarily need to do this. We can use one of the existing Holley provided global files and tweak it for the application we're working with. Let's go do that right now. So we'll go to Open Global File. And then we're going to go here to Base Cals into our directory. It's going to tell us that these are base maps. We need to tune it. That's fine. That's exactly what we're going to be doing here, just tweaking it for our particular application. We click OK. Now we have our GM, Hemi, and Ford. So if we go in here, we have our different folders that we can work with. We have our Coyote motors and our mod motors. If we go back here to Home, jumping back in here again, we have our Hemi applications here. We can select any of these. Go back at Home. Also, we have, one more time here, into our GM applications. We have LS-based, big block, small block, Chevy. Let's go to LS-based, and we're going to grab one of our files in here. Now, if I'm dealing with an LS engine, I'll be choosing one of my naturally aspirated examples here first. Let's go in here and choose a 24X MPFI LS file. This is going to be for a GM Gen 3. This is going to be a 24-tooth reluctor wheel on the crankshaft signifies as the GM Gen 3 motor. 58-tooth generally signifies it's going to be a GM Gen 4 motor. So it's going to be the difference between these two of what kind of engine you're working with. We do find down the notes, it's going to give some details of what it's talking about, what it's using in this particular file. So this is NA 6-liter, the internal map sensor set, Holley 30-pound injector. So those are basic details. So we might need to go and change a lot of things depending on what we're going to be working with and we're going to be tuning. So I'm going to go and choose this as my option here as kind of my starting point. Let's go to Open. Now the very first thing I'm going to do is jump into my system ICF, into my system parameters, make sure all of my basic details are covered. So if I go here into my system ICF, we're going to find under ECU configuration. We need to go and set this per the ECU type we're working with, whether we have a Terminator X Max or a Terminator X. So in most situations, if we're dealing with just something basic like a GM Gen 3 that's a stick shift car, that's going to be cable driven, something like a 99 to 2000 Camaro, that's going to be stick shift, we'll find that a Terminator X Max would be all that we need to work with. If we're dealing with something that's drive-by-wire, or it has automatic transmission control, or drive-by-wire and automatic transmission control at the same time, we'll be having a Terminator X as our particular ECU type. Make sure you select which one is going to be relevant for the box that you're working with. So in this case, I'll switch it back to Terminator X. Next things we need to take a look at here is going to be our engine parameter section. We need to make sure all of this basic detail is set up and configured properly. So jumping in here to engine, we have the number of cylinders we need to go and actually account for. In this case, most of these plug and play Terminator X applications are going to be an 8-cylinder. So I don't even believe they make anything other than 8-cylinder applications.
That's probably what you're going to be working with your Terminator X. So number of cylinders, that's pretty straightforward. The engine displacement here, we need to go and account for.
Thanks for checking out our teaser clip. If you want to see the rest of this video and more than 500 hours of current EFI training we have to offer, make sure you click right here. If you want to go and check out more teaser clips from this training course, click here, and you don't want to miss any of the videos we're going to be releasing on this channel, so make sure you subscribe and click here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.